Knowing this movie was based on a book called A Letter to Five Wives, I've always been curious about the two wives in the book that were cut out of the film script. Well, I finally found a copy of the book, and I read it. Indeed, the two missing wives weren't very interesting. One was named Jerry and was a would-be singer hoping to go to Hollywood. The other is a character named Martha and had a very spoiled young son that drove her friends up the wall. But the great thing about reading this book was to realize what a brilliant job Joseph Mankiewicz did in taking the bones of the story and turning it into such a witty and entertaining screenplay, creating characters and situations that aren't in the book, such as Laura May's home life with the house that rattled every time the train went by, and also that great line of Laura May's, "What I got don't need beads." Something else about the book, in the original story, it's not Porter who runs off briefly with Addie, but the character played in the movie by Kirk Douglas. He's the one that goes and then comes back. Also in the book, her name isn't Addie Ross, it's Addie Joss. And you know, in case you didn't recognize the purring voice of Addie Ross in our movie, it belonged to the unseen Celeste Holm. Stick with us now. Another Best Picture nominee from the year 1949 is coming up, an epic war film directed by William Wellman with a cast headed by Van Johnson and John Hodiak.
Tonight on TCM's 31 Days of Oscar, we're ready for action with our last Best Picture nominee of 1949, Battleground. Then Orson Welles follows up Citizen Kane with The Magnificent Ambersons, and Paul Muni is put to the test on The Good Earth.